Okay, thanks for coming. Delta State opens the 2019 season against Tusculum University, second meeting all time. First meeting came on November 22nd of 2008 in the second round of the NCAA Division II playoffs. Delta State was a winner here in Cleveland, and this is the first of a two-game series. Delta State will return the trip on next season. And so with that, Coach Cooley, we're going to bring Coach Cooley up and get started with today's, let y'all answer some questions, let him talk about opening up the 2019 season.
Appreciate y'all being here. Really excited about getting a chance to play some football. It's been a long time coming. I'm excited about obviously opening up at home. Got a tough opponent coming in here in Tusculum. I think it'll be a good measuring stick to see where we are as a football program. But we're ready to get going. I mean, I'm sure they are too. We're tired of practicing against one another, and we're looking forward to it. I think the weather's supposed to be beautiful. Hopefully we'll have a great crowd at home. We love opening up at home, love playing at home, and we're just excited to kind of show what the 2019 version of Delta State football is all about. So that being said, I'll answer any and all questions to the best of my ability.
As far as this past month, of course, it's been at a lot of times hot and humid. And talk about the overall conditioning of this team and how much they've been able to kind of withstand some of the tough weather circumstances.
Well, I mean, I think it starts with our strength and conditioning staff. Coach Kevin Rodriguez has been a blessing to our programs, all of our athletic programs, especially with football. He and his staff have done a really good job starting back in the summer. I think we had 63 young men on our campus in July that paid their own way to be here, sacrificed, and they came into camp in really good condition. And I feel like we've handled the heat really well. I got to thank Abby Havard and our athletic training staff, staying on our young men about being hydrated. I think it's come from them to me, throughout all of our assistant coaches, our strength coaches. And, it's football in the South. I mean, it is what it is. It's going to be hot. It'll be warm on Thursday night. It's not going to be as hot as it's going to be today or tomorrow. It was hot yesterday. But I think our young men have handled it really, really well.
Now, with the Thursday night game, is there anything kind of unique about starting on a Thursday night? Is there anything kind of different as far as Thursday from Saturday? Atmosphere?
Well, it is. I mean, you've got classes going on during the day, but we've opened up in here. We've played Thursday night games here before. We've played Thursday night games on the road. So we've done this before. We have a plan for it, but it is a little different. When you go to the cafeteria on Thursday and there's a lot of people in there, whereas sometimes we go eat pregame on a Saturday, there's not as many there because it's not regular office hour, business hours over there. They have more of a brunch slate on the weekends. So, but yeah, it's different, but it's exciting. Football is here. We're just ready to get started.
This being, Coach, just week one of the season, is there still that sense of urgency? Like, guys, what happened last year, we don't want to go through that again, but kind of just talk a little about, especially just seemed like you just snake bitten last year with so many close games that you were involved in, but wasn't able to come out on top. But is there maybe more of a sense of urgency this year than any other season opener before for you?
I think so, just because a lot of these guys that are going to be dressing out for us Thursday night went through that, and had to experience it. But you live and you learn, and it's going to make us a stronger team moving forward. But it's like I told our guys yesterday, it's 2019. We've talked about that. We've beaten it around. I think that's, to be honest with you, Stephen, why we're ready to play, so people will quit asking us about that. But that it's part of sports. You go through it. I mean, it happened. We own up to it. We didn't play well. We lost close games. You can say, well, it happened for this reason or for this reason. Hey, it happened. And we're still here. We're still standing. We're still fighting. We're still competing. And I think you're going to see a group that's ready to roll on Thursday night. I think it'll be a really good football game. I think Tusculum is a very good football team, very multiple on offense, do a really good job. They're going to try to run the football at you, which I like teams like that because you just know what they're kind of made of. They play stingy defense. They've got their entire secondaries returning. I think they're starting 4 seniors in the back end, 9 starters returning from a defense that was really, really good a year ago. Running back that's preseason all sack player is back as a senior. They got 2 dynamic receivers, big tight ends. So it's going to be a tough challenge for us on Thursday, but we're excited about the opportunity to go compete and play somebody, and we're ready to roll.
Coach, you're mentoring last year you had a young quarterback, now he's here a year or two. Talk about his progression from one year to the next. Patrick.
Well, I think Patrick's a different player than he was a year ago, and I'm excited about him. I'm also excited about Breck Ruddick, who was our starter in 2017. Helped lead us to the playoffs. He's back as well, so I feel really good about the relationship between those 2 guys and the way they work together. But yeah, Patrick's a lot better player just because of experience, what he had to endure. What Steven said earlier, he had to go through that stuff last year, and it wasn't easy, but it made him better. And hopefully, going back to what Steven said, hopefully we can look at the end of this year and realize that 2018 helped us by going through those trials and tribulations.
Who are some of the younger guys that's kind of surprised you maybe in camp or really stepped up?
Well, we've got I wouldn't say younger guys, but we've got several newcomers that are going to be playing their first games at Delta State. It's a lot to mention, and doing something in camp. It's a little different than doing it during the season, so I'm gonna respectfully not answer that question, Philip, the way you want it answered.
Injury-wise, how's the team looking?
We've got a couple guys that are going to be game time decisions. Nothing that's going to keep them out for the season, but they are going to be game time decisions. And I'm going to lean on our medical staff for that, we don't know, but we're fairly healthy. And I've been pretty pleased with our conditioning, as you mentioned earlier, and I've been really pleased with how we've handled camp and stayed on our feet for the most part. Not a lot of people on the ground, which in my opinion leads to a lot of injuries when you do that. So I'm pleased with where we are health-wise.
I was looking at last year's home attendance stats. According to the NCAA, y'all were 15th in the Division II football and average home attendance, and second in the Gulf South Conference. Through ups and downs, thick or thin, as a coach, when you have that type of fan base, what does that do for the players?
Well,
what does it do for the staff?
It's like I tell our young men when they step in this room, you're in a special place, and that's what people need to understand is we're kind of spoiled around here too. But we have very intelligent people in Cleveland, Mississippi, and around the Delta understand football, and they understand loyalty, and they're very loyal to our football program. They're very loyal to all our athletic programs, and they're going to support us. We just want to play better for them. We want to play better for this entire community. We don't want to have to experience what we did a year ago. But I can't thank them enough. But I've always said this, and I even knew this as coming in as a player that played against Delta State here. I always felt like when you came over here, it was just a special place. The fans were in tune. They knew when it was a big game. They know kind of what you're going through on a daily basis. They're very, very intelligent fans. They understand the game of football, and that's the kind of place you want to coach at. There's expectations in this room, and that's why I like being here. That's why I've been here for 7 years, and hopefully they're going to keep me many years to come because I really love this university and love our fan base. And we're just ready to go play, man. We're ready to go put it all out there on Thursday night and see what we're going to be about, getting some tough times, deal with some adversity, some real adversity. There's adversity in camp, and then there's adversity when they're keeping score, and that's a whole different time of adversity there.
With new coordinators, number of new faces as well, as far as players. Patience, as far as getting the machine rolling, how important is that, especially right out of the gates?
Hey, Stephen, you've asked me that before, and that's a great question again. But my answer is just saying there's not a lot of patience when you coach here at Delta State. I mean, you're expected to win. We have done a great job, I feel like, to this point of getting our team prepared to go play. I think our coordinators have done an awesome job on both sides of the ball. I think I like our plans on both sides of the ball. I like the way our young men are handling themselves on a daily basis. But at the end of the day, I mean, this is a results-driven business that we're in, and it's awesome that our young men graduate. It's awesome that they carry themselves a certain way. I mean, those kinds of things. But at the end of the day, we are judged by wins and losses as coaches. And to answer your question, we don't have a whole lot of time to be patient, and that's just the business we're in, and we chose it. I don't know if I could do anything else, to be honest with you, but and man, I'm seeing it already in Division I football opened last week, and I'm already hearing people calling for coaches' heads after one game. I mean, it's come on, what are we doing? What are we doing? Give guys a chance. It's just the way it's become. We're in a microwave society right now, and I didn't mean to get on my soapbox, but since y'all are here, I might as well. Everybody wants something right now, and we're no different. We want results. Our young men want results. They want to win. And guess what? Tusculum's going to be the same way. That's what makes this game so difficult. They're getting on a bus to come down here, and they're planning on beating us. And we're planning on beating them, and may the best team win. That's just the way it is. But man, it's hard. What I hope happens, Stephen, to go back to your point, is I want to see what happens when we deal with a little adversity. Can we be patient? Can we stay cool? Can we be relaxed and keep going and play through it? And that's always a first game thing. Even last year when we didn't win some of the close ones, as you mentioned, we kept playing. That was one thing that at the end of the year I was very proud of. Our coaching staff kept these young men on point. We won 2 of our last 3. We nearly beat the number 3 team in the country on the road. And we had really nothing to play for but pride at that point. But we did really well, and we kept fighting. And that's what I'm hoping that this group will have, that same mentality that we had in 2018. But just unfortunately, the business we're in, there's just not a lot of patience. And you're expected to win, and especially when you coach here. And you know what? That's the life I chose. So we're going to roll with it. I appreciate y'all coming. Thank y'all. Thank y'all.